Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Scott.
I'm John.
And we're married. And in case you don't know who we are the SweetTeaNoShade knitting podcast, which is neither a pod nor a cast.
So I was walking the dog today, and we have some neighbors who come very close with, and I was like, hey, they're going bowling tonight. And I'm like, oh, we can't do that. We have to podcast. And they're like, you podcast? I'm like, it's our YouTube show.
Right.
Who
was that?
Amanda.
Oh, so she knew we had a YouTube show.
Yeah.
She's
like, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, it's the same thing we've always done. It's
right.
just, we don't call it by
the knitting world calls YouTube shows a podcast. And we talk about that every time.
We do.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But like, it might be new to some people.
That's true. That's true. We have to assume that folks are
just viewing
for the first time. Which is, I'm sure they're like, what the hell is this?
Right. So we are a knitting podcast. We talk about knitting, the fiber arts.
And we do not talk about crochet. However, I've been itching to crochet a blanket lately.
Have you?
Because I do like crochet. I like knitting better.
See, I'd be interested in... Every time, I can barely crochet a chain. Like, I do provisional cast on for my project, and it makes me want to murder.
Right.
But I would be curious.
Great.
I mean...
It's what I like about crochet is that it makes fabric faster. Mm-hmm. And I find it not as difficult.
Well, I think you can do, like, different... I think the thing which is interesting about it is, I think... like everything, knitting does certain things really well, and it seems like crochet does, like, I feel like lace with crochet is a lot easier.
Probably.
So,
or at least doilies.
Yeah. So maybe we'll be a crochet podcast.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah.
So things with us have been going well.
They have been.
It's been probably 3 weeks since our last episode.
No.
4 weeks.
I don't remember,
but we're trying to get more frequent because we really enjoy doing it. Mm-hmm. And things here in Minnesota are going well.
They are.
Temperature's getting warmer, finally. Mm-hmm. We're starting to spend some more time outside. The tulips and daffodils are coming up.
Yay. I planted a black currant and red currant bush in our backyard.
We're going to make scones.
If the birds don't eat them all.
Or scones.
Yeah. I want to make black currant wine.
Okay. All right.
You can.
You're going to poison people.
Probably.
I want to make mead.
Okay.
But I need to figure out what the ingredients are for that, or how to make that. So we've got...
Bring a home brewing podcast very soon.
Oh, yeah. I have that as a spinoff. Right. We have some finished objects to show, some stuff in progress, some purchases we've made, and
some life stories.
And then we have, as always, an Angela Lansbury movie to review.
Right. Not as always, but...
Well, as most of the time.
We skipped an episode last time.
So we're going to get into the semantics of what always means.
Yes.
Right now. The other thing is... John made a horrible statement in the car the other day. He said, well, what if we're just like done with the Angela Lansbury thing? And I was like, I don't ever want you to say that again, or I will never speak to you again. And so I really do want to, if possible, go through all of her movies. I am a completist. You know that about me.
Yeah.
But there are going to be some things we can't find, and I understand that.
We'll go to the Library of Congress and track it down.
Excuse me, we're here for all of your Angela Lansbury movies. Can you take us to the Angela Lansbury section?
Well, like, we did go to the library and get one, right? So I think they're there. We have to do interlibrary loan.
From the Library of Congress.
We can certainly buy, like, we bought that one DVD. I'm sure VHS copies.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't scratched...
We do have a VCR. We still own a VCR.
We do. There's the Murder, She Wrote movies.
Yeah, but I don't want to do those because I want to watch Murder, She Wrote. So we're watching Murder, She Wrote separately, and I want that to be part of that experience.
Okay.
it's not so much that I want as this is how it's going to be. Just FYI.
I've learned not to argue with you like when you're like this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, dear.
So then we're not really sure. We've batted around. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we're not ready to move on from Angela yet. We need to come up with, and I keep saying this, and I never remember until we're sitting down to do this, is that I want to come up with a list of all of her movies and then mark off which ones we've watched.
We've done that.
Oh yeah, you did that.
We did that about 2 months ago.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
that paper is somewhere.
I think it's in the box with our podcasting stuff.
So we should.
Yeah. Okay.
The good thing is I know which one I'm watching next week or for next episode.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. So I have 2 finished objects.
Okay.
How many finished objects do you have? Okay, then I get to go first. Not that exciting, but it's a dishcloth.
It is an object that is finished.
It is an object that is finished. So this is from I think it's the 3 Easy Pieces, is the name of the set. I will, of course, any of the patterns or yarn or shops or anything we try to put in the description below and link to it. So this one is from 3 Easy Pieces. It's Knit Picks.
Is it dishy?
No, it's not Knit Picks. You're gonna get a preview of one of my works in progress. It is Sugar and Cream Lily, which I think is like one of the big ones that it's at Michael's or whatever. So 100% cotton, and so this colorway is
Fruit Bowl?
Over the Rainbow.
Okay.
I know.
Really?
I know. I know it's not Over the Rainbow. Maybe it's the Lollipop Guild or the.
I know I'm colorblind, but that's wrong.
I agree.
Okay.
So this pattern is knit. Well, I guess all dishcloths are knit flat. That was dumb to say. I like this one particularly for wiping down counters and stuff like that because it's 3 rows of purl and 3 rows of knit, but you basically, because of the way that it works, you knit purl knit.
Yeah.
Knit purl knit. Is that how it works? Knit purl knit. No, because somehow you do it.
Knit purl knit. Purl knit purl. Purl knit purl. Or whatever.
No, you knit purl knit. Knit purl knit.
Yeah.
And so you get 2 knits in a row.
Yeah.
You're knitting more than you're purling.
Okay.
But I just like, because it's got that bump and it's got ridges, I just really like it as a dishcloth. And so this and the grandma's favorite dishcloth is my favorite dishcloth pattern. And so I found that when I get kind of stuck and I'm like, I don't know what to knit, I'm not excited about knitting, if I knit a dishcloth, it like gets me re-inspired.
It like cleanses the palette.
That's exactly a good way to say it. Cleanses the palette. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to show a finished object. Pair of socks. This is a pair of socks that I knit for Rhonda, who won a silent auction item, a silent auction that we did for a fundraiser for the Twin Cities Gay Men's Chorus. And she was the lucky winner because she
bid the most
money and was such a huge supporter of the chorus.
And she's a watcher.
Right, and ultimately that's how she knew, is that she's a viewer of the YouTube show. And so her prize, or what she bid on, was a pair of socks knit by us. And so
2 pairs.
Sorry, 2 pairs.
Or 2 pair.
Right, 2 pair. It is 2 pair. It's not 2 pairs. Okay, I don't know if you guys if that camera caught that, but our cat is now on our bar.
Yeah, if he knocks over the bottle of wine, I'm gonna be very angry.
Yeah. So I finished her first pair. John is working on her second pair. This is the finished pair. I think they turned out beautifully. Her favorite color is purple, and so we met with her on Zoom and helped her pick out the yarn. And I'm glad that I did the contrasting heels and toes with purple, because it brings out the purple.
Yeah, for sure.
I think in the main yarn.
I think you said if you had like an orange or something, the socks look very different.
Right. It would emphasize whatever color, So the main yarn, I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
The ball band fell off, and I have no idea what it is. I know
we were playing show and tell with her. She's like, I like that one. I'm like,
I know it's sock yarn.
Right.
And then the purple is Spud and Chloe, their sock yarn. I don't remember the colorway. I think we said it last time, but so I'm going to wash and block them and get them off to her in the mail, and then we'll mail the second pair once John gets those done. But I wanted her to have these sooner than later because...
I mean, it's almost summer in Arizona, and you need a pair of socks.
Yes. But I don't want to have to make her wait too long.
No, for sure.
What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, so the pattern is, I do the same pattern all the time, and that's 2x2 rib at the top. I knit a leg, and then from there I start the Rose City Rollers pattern, which is a heel flap gusset heel, and then just a square toe, I think it's called, or is it a...
Both options are on the pattern.
Wedge toe? I don't remember, but it's the one where the decreases the decreases are even.
Okay.
Down to a certain number of stitches, and then you Kitchener stitch the toe closed. So yeah, I think I'm really happy with how they turned out. The yarn feels great. I'm very proud to send these to her. I just got to wash and block them, and then I'll get them in the mail.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll move on to... Do you have any more finished objects?
I do not.
Okay, good. Because now I can go to the not finished objects section. And these are the socks that I'm knitting for her. Come on. So this is... same pattern. It's a pair of shorty socks. Against the Rose City Rolls pattern. Heel flap and gusset. Blah, blah, blah. And with a about an inch of 1x1 rib, a half inch of regular stockinette, and then into the heel. So I'm done with the heel flap and gusset, and I'm on to the footy part.
And the pattern is called Rose City Rollers because typically you just start knitting a few rows of stockinette and then it rolls down. Yeah. But John did what I prefer, which is to put a cuff at the top of the sock to keep it from rolling down.
And the yarn is mystery yarn number 1. We don't know what it is.
How did Rhonda end up with 2 skeins of mystery yarn?
Yeah. And then the heels and the toes are from Trilogy Yarns. Oh, look, it's a ball band.
You know what? Nobody likes you.
And it is her merino nylon, and it
is her glamorous base.
Glamorous.
Is it her glamorous base?
No, because
yes, it is her glamorous base.
I thought her glamorous had cashmere in it.
No, I forget what the name of that base is.
That's like ultra glamorous. And the colorway is Wild Violet. And I really like how this goes together. The heel is good. I've never knit shorty socks before. So yeah, it's going well. I just need to knit a lot of stockinette now.
Right.
Which is the part I don't love. But it's not that much stockinette.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't understand you.
You know what? I think what it has to do with...
You make me tired.
...is I'm not to the point with fingering weight yarn that I can just like knit it without paying attention. I get a little freaked out about how small the stitches are. So I can't... Doing this is filling me with dread and anxiety. Because I can't quite feel...
Well, you need to knit something for yourself that you don't care about. A pair of socks or something.
And just get over it.
That's what I had to do, is I had to, in order, because I wanted to get to the point where I didn't have to look at my knitting when I was doing stockinette for socks or anything.
Yeah.
And so I just forced myself to look at the TV.
I can do it. It's just with the smaller, I don't know why, I have like a phobia with the smaller, with the with the smaller needles. Like
Well, you can feel it when you split a stitch or when
Yeah.
you drop a... I mean, you can feel all that. I
Right.
think you're probably more paranoid because you get so freaked out when you're trying to fix stuff.
Yeah, I do not like that.
And then you lose your mind. And for me, I like to fix stuff because it's like figuring out a puzzle or something.
That's why you're with me.
That is so true. Truer words have never been spoken.
Um,
John is like a 50,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, and all the puzzle pieces are gray.
no, they don't make any sense.
They're not related.
They're not related at all. It's like one of those like every color in the rainbow and every piece is a different color, and it's not a gradation. So anyway, so these are. I'm liking the way this turned out. I like heel, flap, and gusset. I do like turning the heel a lot. It's super fun and exciting. So yeah, I have a little hole right here. I'm not sure why.
Where?
Right there.
You got to point at it, honey. I can't see it when you're underneath it.
Oh.
So did you pick up any, or is there like yarn?
Yeah.
Are there ends there?
Because
sometimes you get those holes when you're switching to the other yarn.
no, it's just I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I'll
You can stitch it closed
yeah,
or something.
I'll be fine. So anyway, those are happening. And yeah, shorty socks are fun. I saw a pattern for, I think it was one of the grocery girls on her Instagram, right? Mrs. Brown Bags. That's
That's
she was
gosh, I'm
posting
drawing a blank. Jody.
She was posting a pattern for a DK shorty sock.
Mm.
And I'm like, that sounds real good.
Yeah.
So, because I like doing the DK socks. I think it's just the slow creep progress where you feel like you've knitted for like ever, and
It doesn't have to be that way. If you learn how to not look at your knitting, you'll sit down, we'll watch an episode of EastEnders or an episode of Schitt's Creek or an episode of whatever, and you won't look at it, and then you'll look down and you'll be like, oh my god, I got that much done.
Okay. I'm dubious.
So for this silent auction, we agreed to also give the prize to the first runner-up, as far as the second highest bidder, the next highest bidder. And so that happened to be the mother of one of the chorus members, who we are friends with. And they're not married, right? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're a couple. Both of them are in the chorus. And the person who won, I think I said that, was the mother of Hugh, Hugh and David. His mom had yarn from Bolivia. We talked about this in previous episodes. So Hugh's mom, so we met with her on Zoom, talked through, and she wants us to knit them bed socks. And so
We've gotten a bunch of good bed sock pattern suggestions in the comments.
oh, did we?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I
so we
forgot.
just sort of, we're gonna marl stuff and swatch it and all that good stuff. That is to be happening. That's your problem now that you've done your pair of socks.
Yeah. So I'm going to marl sock yarn with non-sock yarn because the yarn that she provided, and I think it'll be fine.
It's alpaca, so
Yeah, I know.
so
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
we'll make it work.
We'll make it work. Yeah, so I forgot if I was going to say anything else about that, but all right.
Those are happening.
So do you have any other so I guess I get to go now for works in progress, right?
I guess.
All right. So this is brief. I am doing another dishcloth, and this is Grandma's favorite dishcloth, I think, is the pattern, and it's the same yarn somewhere over the rainbow, which is I don't understand, but
Yeah.
that I'll get done here briefly. I'm almost done with it. Sorry, that wasn't very exciting, but that's something.
I mean, it's a work in progress.
It's
You
a work
need
in
to
progress.
Acknowledge that.
So I'm going to go on to my next work in progress because it
Okay.
wasn't interesting. So this is in a bag that I usurped because bees are my thing.
Okay.
I want to keep bees, but we can't keep bees in the city with neighbors as close as we have. You have to have a certain number of feet.
You know that?
Yeah, I looked it up because I want to keep bees.
Okay.
So
Can
this
we
is
keep wasps?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. Wasps make amazing honey.
They do.
This is Bags by Awesome Granny. This is a bag that John bought, and I told him that bees were my thing, and I was teasing him, but he actually gave it to me, and I love it.
Because I love you.
Is that why? Mm-hmm. Okay. Or is it just because it's less of an argument that way?
It could be both and.
So I'm doing a pattern that a lot of people have done, the Alaska hat. And so if you're not familiar with that hat, it's a stranded colorwork pattern using fingering weight yarn that has like pine trees on the bottom that come up from a solid color, and then the top of the hat is like the sky. Mm-hmm. And so so it was recently our 6th wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. So we spent the last weekend in Stillwater, Minnesota.
We'll show some pictures at the end.
Yes, we will show, or somewhere. I don't know if we'll show them at the end, but we'll show them somewhere. And then, we'll show them at the end. That's a good idea. I lost my train of thought. Stillwater.
We went to a yarn shop.
We went to one of my favorite yarn shops, Darn Knit Anyway. And I got inspired by some yarn. So I bought this, which is just black. Uh-oh. Our cat is bothering our dog. Which is Cascade Heritage, or Cascade Yarns Heritage, 75% merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 437 yards. Just good, standard, inexpensive yarn. And it's color number 5672. But
oh my God, I love that color.
All right. But it's just black. Mm-hmm. And so then this is going to be the sky. And that is, oops.
Is that Malabrigo?
It is Malabrigo. It's Malabrigo sock?
No.
That's what it says.
Oh, sock.
Malabrigo sock in the color Archangel, and it's 100% superwash merino wool.
That'll be really pretty.
100 grams, 440 yards. And so this is the combination, so I'm really excited
Alaska
about it.
sunset.
Yeah.
Or sunrise.
And last night the hat starts with like 4 inches of 2x2 rib and fingering weight yarn. Oofta. It's not bad. It's just
is.
2x2 rib.
Yeah.
And so I got to like halfway around my last round and discovered that I was off. So
your stitches were off? Oh,
yeah.
That's right. That's when you had
the thing that's difficult, is any yarn that's really dark like this, it's difficult to look down and read your knitting unless the light is really bright.
Right.
And it's not where I normally knit, so I have to get my phone out and put the flashlight on and see where I'm at. And so I realized I was off, and so I had to tink back probably half around. Mm-hmm. And then I found that I had done 4 knit stitches in a row and just went back around. So now I'm doing well. I'm enjoying it. The yarn is great. I'm excited to get to this yarn.
Right.
Yeah, so that's that.
Awesome. That looks great. All right. So now I have mine. So this is my Montrealer.
Yay!
So
I'm still knitting mine, by the way.
Yeah. It is almost done. So I have finished the front, the back, the sleeves, and now I'm on the hood. So this little bit is half the hood.
And the pocket. You've done the pocket.
And the pocket, yeah. So yeah, it is almost done. I need to, I think I've been weaving in the ends as I go. So these just need to be cut and stuff like that.
Are you going to do the orange around the...
So yeah, so what's going to happen is with this hood, the hood has a drawstring.
Drawband.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the part that goes around the drawstring, and that'll be the orange, and the drawstring will be in this gray. Will be this gray.
It's not gray, honey.
What is it?
It's tan, beige.
This?
Yeah. It's just a lighter version of that color.
No, it's not. You're lying. I hate you so much. Anyway, it's almost done.
He has a disability.
I have a difference.
Mm.
So yeah. And again, so there it is. Ta-da!
I really like the orange details.
I do too. I like it a lot. It's really, really, really comfortable.
And then so it's knit in, the hood is knit in half.
It's like half the hood. So I'll knit the other half and then get the front of the drawstring. So
cool.
Yeah. Me likey.
Oh, and the yarn.
So the yarn is Lola by Master Knit.
I think we found out it was made in Turkey, right?
I think yes, made in Turkey. It is 78% acrylic, 20% wool, and 20% viscose. Viscose is, I think, the tweed marks.
Oh yeah, I think that's the tweed stuff. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited about it. But yeah, I think it's turned out really well. It's a little I don't know, the tweed is a little fuzzier than I thought, and sort of like pops out, but I think it's all right.
I think if it was too subtle, you wouldn't see it.
No, but I feel like it looks like it needs to be pulled off.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, then it's probably okay. So anyway.
The other thing, too, is that we bought this yarn at the Mall of America at the Crochet and Knit store.
Yes. So, anyway, yeah. So the hood is halfway done. I mean, half of the hood is done. Let's go to the second half, the right half, and then sew it all together. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's been a super fun pattern.
And I'm still working on mine. I'm still knitting the body. I haven't done sleeves or pocket or hood.
Yeah. I'm
getting close to the end of the body, though.
Right. So, yeah. It's been a fun project. I've liked. This is my third sweater, so I'm feeling very comfortable with top-down sweaters at this point. My third top-down sweater. So.
Well, and I think this one, as opposed to the other ones that you've done, this one's an acrylic, so it's true to size. It's not going to grow when you wash it.
Right, and I can wash it.
And you can wash it in the machine. So,
yeah, I was hoping I would have it done for a little bit of the Minnesota cold weather, but I think I might have crossed that path.
Yeah.
Path?
Line. Yeah.
So.
You were lazy and didn't get it done, basically.
Pretty much. Once I got to the hood, I got super bored because
it's flat, right?
It's flat. So then it's So there was the part in the middle where she's like just doing rows of a decrease or increase every 8 rows. I'm just like, this is boring.
Oh yeah.
So.
All right. So.
Is that the end of our knitting?
I think the only other work.
We have acquisitions.
Yeah.
Okay. The
only other work in progress that I have that I'm really working on is the Montrealer. I think, and I'm kind of halfway through some socks that I'm knitting for my sister-in-law. And so yeah. I forgot what I was going to say, but right now I'm working on the socks for our silent auction winners because that's really my priority right now. Along with this new Alaska hat project that I cast on. So
my goal is when I get done with this, the Montrealer, is I'm going to pick up and really focus on the colorwork thorn sweater. Because I've been knitting on that for like 2.5 years, and it just needs to get done.
That's the Rowan Knits pattern.
The Rowan Knits pattern, and I really like it.
Freaking cool once you get that done.
But it just I need to sit down and do like 4 rows every day.
Yeah, and you seem to have success with like, I'm gonna sit down and do 4 rows a day, and you plow through stuff.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because where are you at with the bug hat?
Okay, the bug hat is not my fault.
I'm not criticizing.
The bug hat I was doing really well on, and then suddenly my yarn got bit in half by
a little white monster.
By a little white monster cat, and I was just like, ugh, and I just put it aside.
So is that the one where it's like so short, they bit it so close?
No. I can totally fix it.
Okay.
It was just like that. Like I'm like, oy vey.
Yeah.
Like why bother?
Right.
But yeah.
All right.
And also the fact that it's not really cold enough for hats at all.
Right.
So.
Well, let's talk about acquisitions.
Let's do that. I have 2 batches.
So do I. So why don't we talk about our separate ones, and then we'll talk about Darn It Anyway. So I took advantage. I mentioned this in a previous episode. Dye Monkey Yarns. Jessie, who has the Knit Up and Dye podcast, DYE, she was having a sale on her fingering weight yarn. And so I took advantage of that. And so I bought... So this is all the yarn I got was on her Tat Monkey base. And this is Stargazer.
I like that a lot. That's pretty.
Which is awesome. It's got some lime green, yellows, pinks, fuchsias, but then it's got some red speckles, some like fire engine red speckles. Love this. I also got this, which is punk rock parakeet, also on her Tat Monkey. Oh, the Tat Monkey base is 75-25, 75% merino, 25% nylon. So this, there's some similarities there, but with the other one, it's got the same pinks and greens and stuff, but it's got this teal
That's really pretty
thing going on. I got this, which is Long Sands, and it's gray, teal, and navy blue speckles. Then I got not that one. This one, which is obviously it's like fall harvesty colors. Maple Rush.
I really like that one a lot too.
Yeah, and so I don't have anything specific for these. They're all sock bases. I will most likely knit socks with them. I have this thing where I want to buy all, and I know that there's a lot of people with me. I just want to buy all the sock yarn because it's so beautiful, and I have more sock yarn than I know what to do with, but that's okay because I'm young, right? And so I have lots of time to knit socks.
Yes, we will not be buried with that at all.
Right.
So
that is, I got from Type. I think I saw on Instagram that she is having an anniversary sale. I can't remember how many years, but it's an anniversary, her anniversary for her store, I think. And so, or for her business. And so she's having an anniversary sale right now. So information below in the description.
So this is, so I did a Instagram trap. Knitted Wit. I don't know where I saw it. I just saw it one day and I'm like, okay, I need to get that. They were doing this kit inspired by Dolly Parton, and you really didn't have to ask twice. So I think there is a shawl pattern that goes with this.
Okay.
But I'm like, I'm not going to do a shawl. So, so this is gems, 100 grams. What are that gems?
What?
It says gems, 100 grams.
That's probably the base.
Okay. So this is, so basically it's a big kit of stuff named after Dolly Parton. So this is called Coat of Many Colors. It is super wash merino and nylon. So this can be socks, I guess. And then there's all these minis, which is actually the reason I got it. Because I like these really bright,
they're like jewel tones.
Right.
They're not primary color.
Right.
They're like
But I was
jewel
thinking,
tones.
like, I could do maybe a pair the nylon socks. No, not nylon socks. The Argyle socks in these. Maybe using like these as the colors or these as the color. I don't know. We'll see.
There's an Argyle sock pattern that you were knitting for me.
Yes.
And there was a magic knot that came undone.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you stopped that one, right?
Yeah.
Harris, what are you doing? Go do something else. There was Yeah. So are you
Yeah.
going to do like the foot in this?
No. I'll probably use the same gray. This is extraneous. This is just like fun.
But that came with that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because you could do. Well, I don't know if that
I don't
would
know
show
if it would,
up.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would because it would be.
Those are solids.
Those are so bright. But yeah. So this is Coat of Many Colors. This is called Cup of Ambition. This is called Islands in the Stream. This is called Flaming Locks. This is called Eyes of Emerald Green, which I don't know where that is. Is that from Jolene?
Oh, it might be Jolene, yeah.
Sexy Loving Lies. Don't know what that one is from. And then Bittersweet Memories. So, fun little set of minis. And then this little cute
Notion
pouch. It's transparent. And then stitch markers that are all...
I didn't see these.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so it says Jolene, and it's got a picture of Dolly, and it's got
Butterfly
and Bargain. I don't know that connection. And then what the heck is that? Looks like a snake.
Sure.
I don't know what that is.
It's an island in the stream.
Oh, that's what it is. It's an island in the stream. The stream is a snake. So these cute little
So yeah, I feel bad because it's from Knitted Wit, and she emailed me. It's like, let me send you the pattern, and I'm like, well, I don't really want the pattern, so I'm not gonna knit the shawl. I haven't emailed her back yet.
You should just email her back and say thank you, but I have other plans.
Yes, I will
for the
at some
yarn.
point.
Yeah. She's probably watching and cursing you right now.
Probably. I'm not that much. I did buy this, so.
That's true.
But yeah, I really like these colors. They're very vibrant and fun.
Yes.
So.
As you toss them across the table. All right. So then last weekend, so we're going to show some. Actually, let's show them here.
Okay.
So we went for our
6th year anniversary.
6th wedding anniversary to Stillwater, Minnesota. And I am going to insert the pictures and probably do a voiceover here.
Okay.
So we started out our weekend adventure at the St. Croix Vineyards and Amit's Apple Farm. This is the tap room for the Thor's hard cider that they make from the apples that they grow there at the apple orchard. This was some wine that we were doing a wine tasting. They had 4 reds and then they had 4 whites that we got to try. We liked the cider a lot better than the wine. Minnesota's not known for its wine. This is the flight of different hard ciders that we got to try. And this is John hanging out in the tap room. This is me with the flight. And then you can see all the different apple butters and jams and everything behind me on the wall that they were selling. This is a picture from the St. Croix River, which is the river that separates the state of Minnesota from the state of Wisconsin. And these are some boats that you can take a trip on. And this is the city of Stillwater from the bridge. There's a picture of John on the bridge. This is a historic old lift bridge that is really just a pedestrian bridge now. This is the bed and breakfast we stayed at. It's a restored Victorian mansion built in the 1890s, I think. This is John and I at our dinner that we were having.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
So hopefully you enjoyed that. So now, one of the things that we did was we stopped at the Darn Knit Anywhere, Darn Knit Anyway store, and
we bought
stuff.
Right.
So the black and the stuff that I showed for the Alaska hat is 2 of the skeins I bought there.
Great.
And then I don't have as much as you, I don't think. So I bought 2 pair of 9-inch circulars.
As one does.
Because, the 4 other pair
oh my god
that I have, or the 4 other 9-inch circulars.
I mean,
I'm like, oh my god, because this store is one of the few stores that sells Chow Goo. Like, she has a huge amount of Chow Goo stuff. And so I'm like, oh my god. So she's got 9-inch circulars, 2.5 millimeter. That's what I knit everything, all my socks with. I better buy 2 pair because you're supposed to do that, I guess. So then I bought this, which there was something just, to me, this color is unique. Oops. I've never seen anything like it. It's Dream in Color yarn, Pop-Up Club, April 2021, Smushy Cashmere, Fingering Weight yarn, 70% merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. Which, that's actually a lot more cashmere than is typical in a sock yarn. But actually it wasn't the fiber content that caught my attention, it was the color, because it's got all these different colors in it, but it's almost like on a gold base. It's like the base color is gold, and then she dyed these other colors over top of it, because there's pink and emerald green and kind of a fuchsia-y color and browns, and then there was there's like some bluish purple in there. So I just was taken with the color. And so I don't know much about the Dream in Color. I don't know much about Dream in Color yarn. I've heard of it before, and I don't know what the Pop-Up Club means. I'm going to go online because this is their April 2021 Smushy Cashmere. Oh, and let's see, what's the color way? Oh, I think it's just... No, that's the brand. I think it's just the April 2021 colorway for the Pop-Up Club. I don't think it has another name. So, obviously socks, I don't know. I just thought that was the coolest, most unique color.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So,
all right. So I got a couple of things. This is I got 2 skeins of this, which is the Croft Shetland Tweed. It is 100% Shetland Island wool. Yay! And
this is how I lose all my ball bands. I just look down, there's that ball band from my hat I was just talking about.
How do you lose that?
I could go back and watch all our episodes, and I bet I could tell you exactly where all my ball bands went. Okay, sorry. Please proceed.
You say went as if they just walked off. Anyway.
It's not my fault.
So this is West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft Shetland Tweed. It is, the colorway is, I think it's DK.
That's not the colorway.
No, I'm sorry. I think it's DK weight. But I'm not.
Didn't you ask and you?
No.
Oh, it's a different one. Okay. Ultimately, it's
182 yards for 100 grams. So it's Aran.
Oh, it says right there.
It says Aran. And the colorway is called Mossbank. So I really liked this. I don't know what I'm going to use it for.
I'm sorry. I hate to ask this question because I ask it every time. Aran is heavy DK.
It's heavier than DK and heavier than worsted.
Oh, it's heavier than worsted?
I find Aran and worsted to be really, really close.
Okay. I thought it was in between DK and worsted.
No, Aran is heavier than worsted.
Okay.
Yeah, because worsted would be like 200 yards.
I'm thinking of sport weight yarn. Yeah. Sport is the one that's in between fingering and DK.
Yeah. There's probably some nice, like, every good boy does fine thing for...
Every good bird does fly.
Oh. Let's see. Fingering, sport...
Please don't.
Anyway, whatever.
Please don't. You're going down a rabbit hole, I can tell.
So anyway, I just picked this up because I really, really liked it. I think it'd be really good if I was doing a sweater, like a stripe or something like that, or I don't know. I just really like it. I'll have to knit it out. Let's see what it looks like.
It might be a cool cowl.
Yeah, or a hat. Or mittens.
Yeah.
Or something. I probably got too much, but I don't care because I really liked it. So, super pretty.
Okay, let's play a game.
Okay.
What color is that?
You know what? It's yellow.
Nope. What color is that?
Purple.
Oh, good. You got one. Okay.
That game has never been fun.
Don't get frustrated with your inabilities, with your disabilities. Don't get frustrated.
It's my differenceness.
Just calm down. Just take a deep breath. All right. What else did you get?
And then, so I was walking around the store and I saw this. Which
best color ever. I want to buy this color and make a sweater out of it.
It's funny because every now and then you do that thing where you walk through a yarn store and you're like, oh, I need that right now.
That was that gold-based weird sock yarn.
So this is Lucky Tweed. It is 100% merino wool, and it is I think it's actually this is DK.
Oh, you know what?
What?
This is not superwash.
I know. So it'll be true to size.
Well, I think it'll grow a little bit, but point being, sorry, you knew this already, but it just clicked for me that you're not going to have the superwash problem that you've had when you've done other sweaters.
Yes. So basically saw this and completely fell in love with the colorway. It is Lucky Tweed, which is sold by Kelburn Woolens, and the colorway is tomato.
I think actually it's tomato.
Yes.
If it's from Kelburn Woolens.
Yes,
it's probably tomato.
Tomato. And it is...
Although is Kelburn Woolens in Ireland? How do they say tomato in Ireland?
I don't know.
Okay. Catherine Hastings from... She's one of our viewers that's commented a lot before, and I follow her on Instagram, and she makes me laugh.
Okay.
Really, really, really hard. Every time she comments, I laugh uproariously.
Is she from Ireland?
I think so. But I'm probably going to offend her because she's probably from Scotland, and I'm thinking she's from Ireland.
I think it's worse. Tell someone from Ireland than from Scotland.
Don't make me feel bad. I already feel bad enough.
I don't know. So anyway...
it's like you're from Minnesota and people... it's like Ross.
Where
smells like yarn. He's in La Crosse.
Eau Claire.
And I always think he's in Menominee.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, so I bought this, and there is a pattern I've been wanting to knit for a long time. It's called a Vest for Charles.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And it is based on, it's basically a Jane Austen inspired knit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why do you never tell me these things? You never talk to me anymore.
Well, I mean, whatever. So it's I forget the pattern designer. I can't remember.
We'll link to it, yeah.
But it's a knit men's vest.
Is it moss stitch?
No, it's got a pattern on it.
Okay.
So it's knits and pearls, and you do a pattern. It creates these kind of cool texture. It's called a Vest for Charles. It's done for Charles Musgrove, who is a character in Persuasion, which is my favorite book. Books.
Yeah.
But it's also a really cool pattern. I've always wanted to knit it, and so I bought as much of the tomato as they had, and this is about 600 yards worth. And then I had to go online and I had to order more. And I don't know if they didn't make a lot or if everyone else bought it out, because this was hard to find. I finally ordered it. I went to all of our usual suspects like yarn.com and Knitpicks and stuff like that.
Does Kelburn Woolens have a website?
They do, but they only have retailers.
Oh, they have stockists.
Yeah. So I eventually bought it from I can't remember the name of the store, this little yarn store in Tarrytown, New York.
I wonder if you would have had better luck if you'd gone to I forget, there's a big British retailer for yarn.
Yeah.
That a lot of people go to.
I just Googled.
Yeah.
I went to the usual suspects. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've looked at there before, but
yeah.
This is easier, so...
But you found it. So do you remember the name of the store in Tarrytown?
No, let me look at it really quick. I can find it because I got a receipt.
Harris, you are so problematic. Are you bored? We're almost done. No, we're not. We got to talk about Angela Lansbury.
Flying Fingers Yarn Shop.
Fun.
So...
Where's Tarrytown?
It's in the Hudson Valley. It's up near where Todd lives, kind of.
Okay.
I think. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That will arrive pretty soon.
Did it happen to have the lot number listed?
No.
Yeah.
I was so desperate to find anything that was the right color.
I was just curious.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it'll be a different dye lot, and I'll just... So I'm knitting it flat, so you can't really switch colors every row. Unless... I steek it.
But it's not open in the front.
Yeah, it is. It's got a button band.
Oh, it's a vest with a button band?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, okay. Well, don't you have to sew it with a sewing machine to steek?
I don't know. I know nothing about steeking. I just know that it's something people do.
Just knit it.
So, but if I'm going to have a different dye lot, is it going to be okay if it's 2 rows?
Why don't our lovely audience
Let us know.
let us know?
So should I steek it?
No.
Part of me really wants to steek something, but I'm very scared to steek something that's not a steeked pattern.
When you do something that doesn't turn out, you get very frustrated, and then I have to deal with it.
I know, but when something does turn out, I'm really happy.
Why was that not in the vows? Why did you not warn me of that?
You wrote your own vows, so
I did write my own vows.
anything that was not in our vows or not in our vows is on you.
Remember when I said that you taught me that it's more important to be kind than it is to be right? I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
You were in love.
Oh, that's true.
So anyway, so I'm excited about that. It's one of those things like that.
There's this little fun logo here, and it says the genuine Donegal. Oh, that's probably the. I don't know.
Donegal is.
It's a town in Ireland, isn't it?
It's a county in Ireland.
County Donegal.
I think so. Harris, buddy, calm down. So yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's all the yarn you bought there.
Yes, those are all my acquisitions.
All right. So now it is the time everyone's been waiting for.
It really is.
All this knitting crap.
Right.
It is time to talk about Angela Lansbury.
It is.
Okay, let me grab my friend here. All right. So we watched.
Wait for it.
Nanny Mcphee. I kept thinking
last night.
I kept thinking Penny Dreadful. Nanny Mcphee last night. Tip, hot take.
Mm-hmm.
Angela Lansbury is not Nanny Mcphee.
Yes, you were very surprised.
I was very surprised. I did not realize Emma Thompson was Nanny Mcphee.
So
Emma Thompson's one of my favorite actresses. I love her.
Yeah, she's good in everything.
Did you ever see Dead Again?
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
That was back when she and Kenneth Branagh were the it couple. And then he left her for Helena Bonham Carter.
Are you serious?
Who then left him for Tim Burton, I think.
Oh my god.
Helena Bonham Carter is like the Angelina Jolie of like marriages.
She's mixing it all up.
Yeah.
All right, so
but she's not in this movie.
We got to run down our checklist.
Okay.
So first of all, it was made in 2005.
Yes.
She was 80.
Yep.
In this movie.
Mm-hmm. She plays Aunt Adelaide.
She plays Aunt Adelaide, and she had a big old nose prosthetic,
nose,
just like Nanny Mcphee did at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. She was not whatever. So it was set in a very ambiguous time period. Like it was like
the clothing was Victorian, wasn't it?
Sort of, but it wasn't.
Or was it Georgian?
No, it was definitely like Victorian through Edwardian. It was just there was like no technology anywhere.
Yeah.
So it was like sometime in the bucolic British past.
Right.
So she was not 80-year-old women did not look like that in whatever time period that was. So she was playing younger than her age.
Right.
So.
Right, because she would have from that aspect, yes, but she was the dad's wife's
aunt.
Great aunt.
Great aunt. So yeah.
So would have been the same age as like a mid-30s grandmother.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
she got 4th billing.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that.
I did. So it was, or 3rd billing, because it was Colin Firth, Emma Thompson, I then think she was 3rd billing, and then Kelly MacDonald was below her.
Yeah. No cats were in the movie, so no cats were harmed.
There were sheep that were harmed.
How were they harmed?
They were dyed pink.
And yellow.
And yellow.
There were other animals, but there were no cats.
There were no fiber crafts.
There were no fiber arts.
Yeah.
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 What was it? Is there anything else on our checklist?
I don't think so.
So, what did you think of the movie?
It was fine.
That's all you've got to say.
I mean, it was...
This is a fascinating podcast for our listeners, let me tell you.
It was fine. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I think part of it was I was knitting on my
I don't
hood.
think you engaged with the movie the
I don't
way
think
you should have.
Yeah, I was working on my hood. It was fine. I liked it. Like, Emma Thompson was good. It was a cute...
Okay, stop talking because you're being very gray, very beige about this.
Okay.
So, you thought it was fine. I loved it.
Okay.
Part of that is because I love Emma Thompson.
Right.
And anything that Emma Thompson is in, it makes me have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she has some ability to draw emotion out from me whenever I watch her. What's that woman? She was in the space movie we just watched. She was the captain.
Toni Collette.
She's like Toni Collette.
Mm-hmm.
If Toni Collette cries in a movie, which she cries in every movie that she's in, when Toni Collette cries, it makes me want to cry immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something about Toni Collette that does that to me. Emma Thompson. So, Colin... What?
Go on.
Well, so everybody just loves Colin Firth. Colin Firth, I'm like, I have no feelings about Colin Firth. He's very, like, cardboard cutout to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he was fine. He was the bumbling dad who didn't know what to do and didn't know how to raise his children. Yeah. I forgot where I was going with that. But I thought that Emma Thompson and I thought that he and Nanny Mcphee were going to end up together.
That would have been an age-appropriate pairing.
Yeah.
So instead...
Evangeline was...
a bit younger.
Yeah.
And... You know, it's...
Nothing but a scullery maid.
Right. I mean, very nice. I like Kelly MacDonald a lot in a lot of things, but yeah. It was like he ran off with the governess.
Right.
Who wasn't the governess? She wasn't even the governess.
No, Nanny Mcphee was.
Right.
So, there are a lot of things I liked about this movie. One is, well, let's talk about the tooth. I could not, like, I kept thinking it was going to break off. That really bothered me.
So, okay.
I think it's because I actually had a front tooth that broke off one time.
Right. So let's just unpack a little bit. So
We're just going to breeze over the fact that I broke one of my front teeth off. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Fine. So Nanny Mcphee comes and she is very unattractive.
She is not traditionally attractive.
Right. She has warts on her face. She is large.
She's an odd shape.
She's an odd shape.
It's not that she's large, it's that she's an odd shape.
shape.
She looks like those Tweedledee and Tweedledum costumes where they wear a hula hoop or whatever.
Right. She probably was
in the
wearing a
middle.
hula hoop.
Yeah.
And she had warts on her face, and her hair was all
gray and matted. Yeah. She needed a VO5 hot oil treatment.
So, as things happened in the movie, as the children learned lessons and something like that, her disfigurements, for lack of a better word,
the aspects of her that contributed to her being less than traditionally attractive.
right, went away. And it's never explained why. Is she, like, doing penance? Was she cursed? Like, that kind of bothered me a little bit. Like, you never understood, there was never backstory that, like, oh, when I was a child, I was a terrible child and I was cursed by a witch and said that you must take care of children.
I bet it's explained in the books.
Probably. And then there's the whole thing, like, she will be there as long as you need her but don't want her, but when you want her and don't need her, she'll go away.
Right.
Which was super sad. And they made that very clear. But you're like, why? Like, I know Mary Poppins makes about as much sense, but there wasn't the whole thing she became
beautiful.
Like, that was the thing I didn't quite understand.
But see, I liked that, and I didn't mind that I didn't understand that. I liked that there was she had these weird quirks that I love Mary Poppins, but Mary Poppins is stuck up. So she flies into town, she gets your kids in order, and then she goes on to the next thing. Nanny Mcphee is like complicated. She's got this tooth and the moles and all that.
So she's like complicated like Nicole Kidman in The Hours.
I never saw The Hours.
She's got prosthetic nose to make it look ugly. Or like Virginia Woolf.
Yeah, so she's complicated. You know, she's magical. She taps her cane and things happen.
Right.
And I love how the kids pick up on the fact that she's magic. She has magic, but like they don't question that she has magic. They're just like, you need to use that for our benefit.
Right. I mean, I like the fact that she like taught them lessons and there's a whole thing. Like that was cute. Again, I just could have used a little, like all I needed was a scroll screen at the front.
That's not true, because if that had been there, you would have been like, oh, exposition. Needless exposition. That's what you would have complained about.
No, this is needful exposition. There's stuff going on that...
Okay, I'm listening to a podcast right now. For any of you that play Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, there's a podcast called The Glass Cannon. Over the last several months, I've started playing Pathfinder, which is the same thing as Dungeons & Dragons, with a group of friends in the neighborhood. We're playing over Zoom. Bless you, Harris. There's a podcast called The Glass Cannon. I've been listening to it. There's a couple episodes. In the podcast, the group of friends is playing the game. Well, they have this character that keeps coming in called Tom Exposition. Like, that's his name. And he asks questions of the main character to give him an opportunity to say his exposition. Right. It's really funny. So Tom Exposition should have been at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah. And there seems to be a sequel where she returns, but she's ugly again.
I wonder if it's good. If it's good, I would watch it.
It's supposedly very good.
Is it Emma Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But the couple is Ray Fine and someone else. It's about the war.
Well, I might watch that then.
Yeah.
Angela Lansbury's not in it, is she?
No, it's like funny because they took the same characters and they just found equivalents. So it is Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh.
Instead of...
And Ray Fiennes.
And Ray Fiennes. Asa Butterfield is one of the kids.
Wait, wasn't Asa Butterfield? No, it wasn't Asa Butterfield. I thought it was Asa Butterfield.
Yeah. And then Maggie Smith is in it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, okay, you just took... I mean, and yeah, who knows?
Because I felt like Angela Lansbury was doing an imitation of Maggie Smith every once in a while.
Right, yeah. So I would say in terms of use of Angela
Lansbury... I felt like Angela Lansbury was doing Bendela Creme doing Maggie Smith.
I also feel like, I feel like Angela Lansbury showed up, put on her prosthetic nose, and got her paycheck and got out.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly... I mean, she was fine, but it wasn't a...
No, you didn't watch it. You sat there and knitted. Her facial expression, she had this tick that she put on whenever she started talking about her dad. Did you ever see that? No, there was a tick that she incorporated to whenever she would use one of the phrases that her dad used.
Okay.
Oh, I love how you're an authority on things.
You know what? It didn't engage me. Because I was otherwise engaged.
That's not true. You would have been engaged if you had put down your knitting for 5 minutes.
But then I wouldn't have my hood done, and that would just be a disaster.
True.
So
That's true.
I had to choose to do two things.
It was a Sophie's choice.
Yeah, except instead of choosing one child, I just sort of
half chose each of them. Yeah. So I loved it.
Okay.
I wanted them to paint their house. Like, all the, paint, the crazy paint colors were fine, but, and I know it was, to indicate that it was run down and the dad couldn't take care of it and all that kind of stuff, but that bothered me. I loved the wedding scene with the crazy colors.
Throwing.
Well, the cake throwing, I don't, you know me, I don't like slapstick, and I don't like fighting actions. It's just so boring to me. But,
apparently...
I'd rather a movie where people are sitting at a table talking.
Right. So there's a scene where Angela Lansbury gets hit by a cake.
The green cake.
Yeah, Emma Thompson threw that cake.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I didn't look up any facts.
There's not a lot.
Okay. So yeah, so it was good. So what are we?
Harris, buddy,
go over there
down.
for 15 minutes. We're almost done. I promise. We're getting very close. Okay. What are we watching next?
We're watching Harlow.
As in Jean Harlow?
Mm-hmm. It's a biopic of Jean Harlow, made I think in the 70s. So.
Oh wow.
And Angela Lansbury plays the controlling stage mother, I think.
Oh my god.
So
this sounds awesome. So what platform is it on?
I think it's on iTunes. Let's see. It's definitely on some streaming service.
That helps.
$3.99 you can rent on iTunes.
Okay. Cool.
So 1965. Even better.
Oh, so she would have been 40.
Yeah. So yeah, and who else is... Carol Baker is Harlow.
I don't know who Carol Baker is.
And Red Buttons is in it. Who I only know...
I get Red Buttons mixed up with... Go ahead, what were you going to say?
With Red Fox and Red Skelton?
No, Red Skelton.
Okay.
And... not Harry Carey. Who's the gay one? That has a funny name like that. No, not Poland. Harris. He has a funny name. Rip Torn.
Oh, Rip Torn.
But it's not Rip Torn. It's Rip Taylor. Rip Taylor is the crazy gay one that threw the glitter all the time, not Rip Torn. Rip Torn's somebody else.
Sure.
So it's Red Skelton and Red Buttons. I get it all mixed up.
I think Red Buttons was the villain in the first episode of Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's helpful. That's a cultural touchstone I can go right to.
I mean, I think.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
The first episode of Wonder Woman. John.
Anyway,
did Red Buttons play some hobo in some...
Probably.
Did he do hobo characters a lot?
Sure.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Maybe we should, after Angela, we should Red Buttons.
Oh, go through the deep Red Buttons archive.
Right. I think he'll be fascinated. So Harlow. It's supposed to be good.
Okay.
I don't know much about it besides the fact it's about Jean Harlow.
All right.
Kelly Jean. Picture of me.
All right. So, thank you, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Mm-hmm. And we will be back soon.
We will be.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.